in a series of videos of the 6 keys to winning team. And one of the first key is leadership. Okay, so when we talk about leadership, and we're not talking about any and all leadership, we're talking about how do you have strong leadership. And when we talk of strong leadership, I think about your leadership skills and your leadership quality. We know that the leader set the vision, shares the vision for yourself as leaders, for your organizations, or maybe your companies, or whatever body you're leading. Do you share the vision? Have you shared the thoughts that where you're taking this company? Does everybody on your team also know where they're going with you in on this bus or on this trip? And are they on board? So when we think of strong leadership, I can teach of many lessons on leadership, but I want to show you a little video or maybe an image more likely that talks about leadership and what it will look like in the future. And hopefully you can see my screen a little better. But these are wolves, if you can't identify the animals. But the story is about the alpha wolf. And if you notice the first three wolves in the red circle, they're the weakest in the pack. They they go first, but if you notice the five that is following them in the yellow, they are the wolves that are strong. They're the strongest in the pack, and they're there to protect the pack at the front, those that are weak, and to protect in the middle there. So if you see, there's a line of those that are in the middle, and then there's a green mark which it covers another set of the wolves, maybe another five of them, and those are also in the green are very strong wolves. Their job is to protect the back of the pack. Now if you look closely, you'll see a little off, you see the blue arrow with one wolf there, and that is the leader. His job is to be able, if there's an attack or there's anything to happen with this bunch, his pack, he can go in any direction to protect them. And when we think of leadership, we think of how do you lead from behind. You see, you might think that this wolf at the back there, the leader, he has confidence, he's bold, he's brave, he's strategic. All these qualities are there, and you might want to know what does the wolf has to do with leadership in business or leadership in a whole. But when you think of yourself as a leader, do you actually see these qualities playing out? Are you the one who in the front line takes all the credit for the team? Or do you understand that, okay, the team maybe something went wrong, and how do you take responsibility for it and correct it, strategize, do what necessary to be able to lead this team back? And so leadership is not about trying to be at the front and be seen in everything, but how do you position your team for success? How do you position your team to grow and to become even better than you as a leader, right? So leadership, think about this here. I also like the concept of leadership is more of servant leadership, where you're there to serve. And if you are there for your own agenda, then you wouldn't have much followers, right? And people wouldn't want to follow a leader who doesn't know where they're going or it's only for their gain. This morning, I witnessed a, a business owner, actually, a business and a home burnt maybe a street away from me. And it was sad actually to hear one of the neighbors as everyone was running to go see and maybe help save in the building, to hear the neighbor pass and said that the fire engine showed up without any water. And I'm thinking, as a country, we deserve, our nation, our people deserve better leadership. We seem to go through the same thing over and over. So when you think of leadership, what are things that, as a leader, can you see the needs of your people and address those needs? Right? Are you seeing the needs? Or are you turning a blind eye to the needs? And think of your organization, think of your business. Your job as the leader is to lead your people, right? So when you break up the word leadership, you have leadship. You're the person who needs to take that ship in the direction where you want it to go. And so demonstrating strong leadership is something that is very important for every organization, every business, every country. And putting those things into action is also important. As business owners too, what are the qualities, or what are the decisions you're making? I thought of this fire, and I'm wondering if this business owner, because it's a mechanic or shop, and do they have insurance? As business owners, are you thinking about, if not only business owners, but do you have insurance for your building? Do you think about safety for your team? Do you have we are talking, these past maybe years, 2 years or so, that we're talking about HSSE, and maybe before we never saw a need for all of these things in our businesses or our homes. But what are the things that you can start putting into place now that you learn and you know these things are important? Maybe something simple as a fire extinguisher. Do you have one in your home? Do you have in your businesses? And these are little things that you might think is little, but can be a big thing, or can save even lives, save also your building, or whatever could prevent. But think along that line, what are you strategically doing to plan, and plan for growth, plan for your team? Because as leaders, your job is to lead them. They are looking to you as the example. They want to see when you speak, are you living it? And so it comes into what's gonna be your values. What are those things that you're living by? What are your qualities? And so for when I think of values, are you humble? It takes humility to stay at the back of the pack there, to not want the spotlight on you. It takes integrity in the way you lead your people, right? It takes honesty, and so many qualities as leaders I can list off. But what are your top qualities that when you speak of integrity, do you demonstrate it? Right? When you think of honesty, you're in your work and someone calls you and you're telling your secretary, please tell the person I'm not here, right? Just because for whatever reason you don't want to speak to that person. So, you're pretty much telling your team member to lie for you. So, how would you be demonstrating integrity when you are not showing the example of what integrity looks like? So, as leaders, there are many aspects that you need to take into consideration as you lead, because your team is looking to you. They're looking for guidance, they're looking for advice, or mentorship. They're looking for you to coach them. They're looking to see that there's somebody there who have their interests at heart. Okay, so it's not about what you can get out of people, but how can you serve those people that you are in line with, whether it's in your organization, whether it's in your business, or whether it's just in the country that you're leading a team doing something. Think of these things and look at your leadership qualities. What are the things you can improve on? And if you need more direction on what leadership should look like, please call us or send us an email, and let us help you to understand that. Okay, and help us. For me, I thought of this morning, and this is my opinion, is that Maybe I should volunteer myself to coach our fire service to help them, you know, be able to show up and have water in their engines. And, it's not a block away. There is a drain that pump is set up to pump the water from the drain into the ocean, and it's just a block away, just few houses, I would say, away, that they could have come and get water. And I'm not sure someone had to tell them that, but it took some real long time before they actually came to that drain to start getting water. But I'm just saying is that look at your leadership, look at the things that need to be addressed, right, with your team, and address it. Don't ignore it, because that's living in denial that there's a problem. And people who live in denial are people who keep thinking that life is always happening to them instead of taking ownership, taking responsibility, and being accountable for the actions and decisions that you have been taking. Okay, so message, share this video, like the video, and also if you have any questions, please do ask. Thank you for watching. Stay safe.